Hello everyone, Yuki-Yuman here. This video is an update of my 0.3 League start build Tactician grenade with Mortar Cannon, covering the test result of Mortar Cannon and my build concept. I know this is a very late video because I have quite a lot of testing to do, and I got distracted by League and other games XD. Feel free to jump to the timestamp that you need. As always, I'll drop the gameplay during the explanation so you can see what I'm doing during mapping and boss fight to make sure if the build suits you or not. To note that I'm playing pure grenade. If you want a chill and one-button playstyle, this build is not for you. I suggest playing explosive shot if you want fast clear and one-button playstyle, but grenade is still a decent extra damage option for boss fight. The first thing about this build, the Ascendency. I'm playing Tactician instead of Deadeye. That I believe Tactician is a better option for pure grenade playstyle because of the immobilization setup. With suppressing fire, your flash grenade can stun everything you see, even the act boss. It makes your campaign run smooth with sprint and animation cancel. Together with the pin, every boss will be pinned, stunned, pinned, dead. You don't even need to understand what the boss does, as a good skill rotation will do a perfect work to stun lock the boss. And the reason why these are good for grenade is that grenade has bouncing time and detonation time that doesn't want the mobs to move around. As long as the mobs don't move, most of your grenades can explode at the right timing to create huge damage burst, thus the stun lock for the boss. That's why I think Tactician is a better option for pure grenade playstyle, since it solves the basic problem of grenade damage that you can't even hit the boss. I'm not saying that Deadeye is bad. The extra projectile and tailwind are already good enough for most of the builds, but it doesn't solve the problems that grenade have. For the Ascendency points, right where we want them for sure, and choose either a solid plan or stay light use cover. For solo gameplay, I believe this is the only option since the banner place time is too long to play with, so I dropped it. Watch how I do it is not good enough to drop the defense, and it only affects totem, so not worth it. The cannons ready looks great, but I don't like the idea that you need to attack to command your mortar cannons. Before the League deploys, I have mentioned some assumptions in my video about the mortar cannon, so I want to further explain the skill and practical gameplay. As mentioned in the previous video, the detonation time still counts, so we need to scale it, but we can bypass the cooldown recovery through resummoning totems. Normally, after shooting all the grenade uses, mortar cannon needs to wait for the CDR to fire another grenade. This makes it require CDR investment for normal use. But we can instead resummon the mortar cannon, as it is a new individual with its own grenade uses. We don't need to invest any CDR in the passives that we can make use of the weapon set skills. Allocating all the totem stuffs with set 1, and allocating all the CDR with set 2 to save more points and obtain more power from the totem exclusive points. You probably think that attack speed doesn't do much for grenade builds because we have CDR for that. But what if it doesn't with the totem? As we can bypass the CDR, we actually want the totem to attack as fast as possible so that we can summon another totem to replace it. Meanwhile, we can use own grenades while waiting for the totem to fire. This makes attack speed so important that facilitate our damage rotation during boss fight, and more attack speed also means your damage has less delay during mapping. That's why I didn't link multi-shot for cannon, since it reduces the skill speed. An urgent order for increased attack speed and totem placement speed. Totem placement speed is another important stat that reduces your damage delay from the totem and lets you have more time to do your own DPS. Because of this mechanic, I didn't even need to invest the totem limits from Amulet and Weapon to provide more flexibility for my gear. As mentioned in the above explanation, I still throw the grenade myself, and I'm an Omega fan of Flash Grenade. Flash Grenade is the only reason why pure grenades build can clear fast with the big O and less detonation time, also with the high stun chance. Gas Grenade is another important DPS. Since your other grenades can ignite the boss, once the gas grenade is detonated, it will auto-explode without extra effort to detonate it. For the passives, allocate the ballista nodes for set 1 and cooldown nodes for set 2. The armor break cluster needs the assistant of eroding chains for better armor break efficiency, together with the support gem from Flash Grenade. Otherwise you don't need the armor break cluster, so I recommend allocating it around level 80 to 90. Shattering Blow is not necessary after you have enough damage to break all the armor. If you have Constricting Command, allocate the passives for surrounded nodes. If not, allocate Stars Aligned before getting it. My idea for those low life nodes is that the boss basically can't move in the first 1/3 of its life, and the boss become dangerous when it reaches the bottom half of its life. When we enter the CC window again, we can quickly kill the boss with the lucky damage and massive increased damage from the low life passives. Other stuffs are just generic damage. Allocate Deflection for evasion gear, and Armor applies to elemental damage for armor gear. Note that the stat of armor applies to elemental damage can exceed 100%, so the more the better. My personal option is that at least invest 2 sets of defense nodes in the passives tree, or you will keep dying. I do believe that deflection is the best option, but I want to test if the armor can perform well with a higher investment, and armor gear is relatively cheaper. However, from my testing, polish that gear with glancing blows is pretty powerful since it can get you around 60% deflection rating. For the gear, I'll write down all the crafting procedures that my friend and I found and list down the desired mods, so please pause if you need. If not specifically stated, then life and resistances are fine. For weapon, we're doing this with a budget version, so look for double flat elemental damage and the last prefix for essence mod. Fire and lightning are the best, but cold is absolutely fine. Gain extra damage for the perfect essence mod. Lightning is the best for consistent shock or physical for consistent damage. For suffix, look for gem level, attack speed and onslaught. Leech or grenade extra detonation is fine to swap with attack speed if you can't desecrate the desired tier. For crafting, recombine T1 or T2 flat damage, or just buy a base with double mod. Empty prefix is preferred, or you can gamble. With a double prefix base, add a suffix and use perfect essence with omen of dextral crystallization to remove that trash mod. After having a perfect prefix, double slam for suffix, then desecrate. Use perfect haste to get onslaught mod first if you want perfect suffix, then use perfect battle to remove the last trash mod. If you only want to get an OK suffix, use perfect battle after desecrate since it is the most important mod in suffix and we don't want to remove it. For helmet, use constricting command with 5 fewer enemies required. Use normal life defense resist helmet before getting it. If you don't want to use constricting command, get flat defense and percentage defense prefix helmet by using recombinator or buying it. Make sure it is clean 2 prefix or triple defense mod without other mod tags. You can get single percentage defense or flat defense magic gear and use omen of homogenizing coronation with perfect regal added too. Then use omen of homogenizing exaltation and omen of greater exaltation with prefect exalted orb to force the last prefix defense mod and suffix defense mod. The remaining mods are whatever. Resistance and desecrate mods are absolutely fine, or stats. For gloves, just look for life and suffix defense. Flat damage is good, but the damage boost is not that huge for the investment. Leech and attack speed are great suffixes. For rings, look for flat damage, leech and rarity. For amulet, gem level is the best, but if it's too expensive then life and resist is fine. For jewels, get skill speed and recover life on kill. Against the darkness for extra damage. For body armor, high defense with suffix defense mod. The crafting is the same as the rare helmet, but we want to use perfect seeking if possible. I only suggest using perfect seeking when you have triple defense prefix without other tags since it might delete your suffix defense mod. If you have triple defense prefix, you can use perfect exalted orb with omen of homogenizing exaltation to force the suffix defense mod, but this procedure is extremely expensive. For boots, again get a double defense prefix mod with double socket and use essence of hysteria for movement speed. Don't craft on a single socket boots, it's wasted. After that you have 2 options. One expensive option with better suffix and one gamble option with more potential movement speed. For the expensive option, slam a trash mod, then use Essence of Horror with Omen of Dextral Crystallization to remove the trash mod. Then use Perfect Exalted Orb with Omen of Homogenizing Exaltation to force the suffix defense mod. Desecrate for the last mod. For the gamble option, do basically the same thing but without the step of Perfect Exalted Orb. After finishing the last mod, then use Omen of Corruption for a higher chance of getting the 3rd socket. You can still corrupt your boots with the expensive option, just make sure you won't quite the league after doing it. Again, don't craft this boots before having a decent budget since you might be broke during the crafting and this gear provides no damage. I suggest upgrading this after you have decent defense and weapon. For the gem links, please check my POB for details since it's too redundant to mention every support gems here, but I'll mention some important support gem. Payload is basically 43% more damage, so it's a must-get support gem for all DPS grenade. Not for flash grenade during mapping because the CDR penalty. Get efficiency for DPS grenades before you can use Defy since the mana cost is so high that you need to press your mana flask too often. I'm using Combat Frenzy and Charge Regulation for more defense and skill speed. I generate Endurance Charge with Armor Breaking and Frenzy Charge with Pin. If you're playing armor for defense and don't want to use War Banner, use Scavenge Plating instead for more armor. Personally, I stopped using Herald skills for better defense, but you can drop Banner and use the Herald. It's up to you. After testing, Blasphemy with Temporal Chain doesn't really do much since the minimum action speed of mobs and the delay. The gameplay rotation is Flash Grenade, Totem and Sprint until you find the rare mobs. Place Banner if you want extra safety and throw your DPS grenades when you see the rare mobs. You can animation cancel your sprinting end lag with your attack. Most of the case you can use Flash Grenade to cancel because it has the least damage delay. That's it with my build setup sharing. Tactician and the armor are performing better than I've imagined, so I'm having a fun time with the build. Hope you guys are doing well in the league. As always, comment for discussion and let me know if there is a more efficient build setup. But more importantly,